Yo, what's up? Happy Thursday, guys. I'm not sure what Thursday is. It's not handsome Thursday. Tired Thursday. Tired, stressed out Thursday. Yep. We got some news for you guys. Not as much drama today, thank God. Just news. And where's my stream at? There we go. Why it didn't select my stream? It's kind of crazy. So we'll just get started. People jump in as they fit in, as they fill in. So Mateus Denise says, "Congrats on the new chapter, VHSTS Ninja. Very hard to submit. Mateus Denise is opening his own school in Edison, New Jersey. Are there any schools in Edison? I need to ask Evan. That is like a pretty well-known area, but that's kind of. I thought he would do something closer to the city. So he's trying to escape New York. What's going on over there, man? Who is he running from? Yeah, Edison, I don't think he lives over there. I wonder, is he trying to move over there? I don't know what's going on. Pretty much all the people saying congratulations. I don't actually know of any schools in Edison. I know that's where H Mart is, but I don't know if any schools are over there. That's wild. Haven't really seen too much on his side. We'll see if he's. Oh, you guys can't even see. Let me go back real fast. My bad. There we go. So yes, I believe that's the owner of VHTS, the clothing, jiu-jitsu apparel and clothing line. Mostly gear apparel. Oh shoot, where am I at? Oh, here we go. VHTS is a pretty decent brand. I don't know if you guys. It was more popping before COVID. See if I can show you some of their gear. Let me see. VHTS. I think they were trying to sponsor me at one point. But I was like, it's not enough money. Now I'm like, I should have taken that money. I was not smart on that one. I thought I was gonna be famous, but nope. We're gonna check out their gear. As always, I tell you guys to get inverted gear, but you guys can try different stuff too, man. Let's look at some of their collections. They do gis and no gi. I haven't seen their gis before. Can I not click on anything? Okay, here we go. They like the more artsy. Show-Your-Roll's kind of becoming like that, very artsy. These gis are expensive though. I haven't tried the quality. I don't know. Some cool designs. They got like this kind of dot design, not IBJF legal. 205, 195, 189. Got the 10th anniversary edition kimono Mikawa. $500. Go ahead and buy that, guys. You can get 5 inverted gear gis for that. Man, I saw the inverted loner starter gi, black starter gi. It looked really good. I kind of want one. It wasn't $500. It was $100. They got this Be Water 2024 special edition kimono, $189. The blue, $199. I don't know about this gi, the Cotton Dream. I ain't wearing no cotton. Not like that. For $219, you can get 2 inverted gear gis for that. They got the New York edition 24 white kimono. That one looks okay. The black looks okay. That looks okay. I like basic gis, guys. Basic white VHS comp standard, so that's probably what you got to wear for competition. Not bad. I don't know what to say about this gi. Would you guys wear this gi? Quan, would you wear this gi, Quan? Um, I don't know, man. I don't know. What the pants look like? I don't know, man. I don't know, man. What's the no gi stuff looking like though? The no gi stuff looks cool though. Yeah, the no gi looks cool. I like the colorway. You know, it stands out. Yeah, I like the no gi. The no gi looks cool. The kit looks cool. Quan says I like simplicity. That's true. Quan, what's up, bro? Yeah, I like the kit. You know, the kit looks cool. They got some interesting colorways. I like this orange kind of vibe. You got some like crazy more racer vibe. It's not terrible if you're good enough to pull it off. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot Nicky Rod is sponsored by them. They got Nicky Rod. They got Mateus Denise. A few other people. I think one of the girls over there. They got one of the girls at B Team. Got the liner that's a little bit longer. Not, and they got the I don't know what's that called, marble. It's a little different, but I think it's cool, man. It's cool. I do get tired of the same black rash guard, black shorts. The combo overdone. So I'm all for color. I want some color in my, not my gis, but my at least my no gi stuff can be a little colorful. Bro, this website is crazy. I can't click on anything. I'm trying to look at the combat shirts. I can't click on anything, man. Maybe they don't have any in stock, possibly. Yeah, I don't like their website. I can't click on anything. Oh, here we go. So yeah, it looks cool, man. Little pricey at $89. For the top. I don't remember what the bottom looks like. But you can miss and match, and I think everything kind of works together. Yeah, I like the colorways. Stands out. Um, I mean, you better be winning those matches. You wearing this stuff, but it looks cool. I like the white. The shorts look decent fit. Looks like. You know, yeah. You need to have some skill before you be out there rocking the cotton or the racer stripes, looking like a Power Ranger out there. So we brought this up because Mateus Denise, you guys saw he was on the website for VHTS. He's apparently moving to Edison, New Jersey. So I don't understand why he's moving over there, um, but he's moving over there. So Edison, that's where H Mart is over here. I think he's fleeing from New York, but what do I know? And that's the owner. That's the owner of VHTS. I don't remember his name, but he's been supporting jiu-jitsu athletes for a long time. We got Santo Studio. So we talked about Santo Studio. I think it's owned by I don't know who it's owned by actually, but they've been bringing over like guys like Jansen, Buchecha, Henry Cejudo. Yeah, they had Henry Cejudo. So and that guy, that UFC fighter, I don't remember his name. So I think it's a partnership between like Jackson, the necklace, and I'm not sure who Santos is, but I think they're all kind of intertwined. And it says a community-led renaissance of style, reshaping luxury through purpose and meaning. Community-led, culture-driven luxury design with meaning beyond the label. So I think it's more like an exhibition studio, so they can showcase their gear, you know, kind of just have a place to train and have you know have their apparel. They can do photo shoots. They can stage it. They can do whatever they want. They got this huge warehouse. Santos Studio flagship store, Newport Beach. So if you guys know California, Newport Beach, it's expensive. You got to have money to be over there. I ain't never seen no poor people in Newport Beach. I could be wrong. So they had this huge. Oh, they got some gear too. I've never tried this brand. It's newer, so you guys got to try it out. Let me know how it feels, the fit. Again, I tell you guys go inverted gear, but you guys can try whatever you guys want. You can, if you want to wear show your roll, go with it. You want to wear AP, go with it. So this is the gym. It looks pretty cool. It has music. Can't play that. But looks pretty cool. Looks better than most people's gym. I mean, most people's gym ain't got no bathroom, ain't got no gym, no workout equipment. Yeah, no water fountain. Bro, we over here struggling. But that gym looks pretty cool. Quan, would you train at this gym, bro? It's got the kind of a darker aesthetic, so not the most friendly, inviting colorway. That's my only big feedback for them. Black, it takes a lot of light to to film in those places. And say I'm over there, man, you can't see me. I need even more lighting. So I will say the vibe, the paint. I don't know how the lighting is. The lighting looks pretty cool over here now, but usually these schools look very dark, and that kind of affects the vibe. There's a reason why the most popular schools are like white and gray and lighter colors. So this is more of a studio, store. They're kind of doing too much in one place. They got the gym, they got the store, they got the jiu-jitsu gym, and I think they're just going to limit it to smaller numbers. So very exclusive. Newport Beach, very exclusive. It says Santos Jiu-Jitsu by Checkmat HQ, Leo Vieta, now opens inside of Santos Performance Studio, kids classes and pro classes daily. So what kids are going to be training at this place? It looks like a museum. It's dark. Kids don't like that stuff. What kid wants to train in a dark room? I don't think they were thinking about kids. This is the first of its kind with 15,000 square feet of strength and conditioning and jiu-jitsu academy, along with Jackson Media House. So I guess that's where they film their podcast. Filming weekly in its new show Behind the Brand. This is truly blending the worlds of fashion and performance and elevating the sport of jiu-jitsu to new levels with head coaches Leo Vieta and Bernard Tavarlo, I can't say that, and guest coaches like legend Marcus Buchecha and world champions Jansen Gomez, alongside MMA legends TJ Dillashaw, Mighty Mouse, Luke Rockhold, and Khalil Roundtree. So pretty cool. Why didn't Show Your Roll do something like this before? Why didn't AP do something like this before? I think what's the one? Hyperfly did something similar. They have a gym in their studio. Let's see, Hyper. They do have a gym. Let me go to women's. I believe they do have a gym in their studio, kind of warehouse. But they didn't do it big like those guys. I'm trying to find it. They filmed a lot of stuff there. So yeah, cool. The Jackson. I mean, obviously they got more resources, but I would like to see Shoyoro headquarters. Quan would be there, where they can do exclusive drops and everything. Some more news. We got Gabriel Souza. He's been training at Autos.
Oh, it's my first day here.
Can't play the music. Man, that kind of sucks. The music kind of hinders the channel a lot. So I think he's training for CJI. That 66 kilogram spot. And as far as I know, they didn't have anybody in that weight class. So pretty cool. Souza did train with JT Torres, who's a part of Autos. So, that's pretty cool of them. And, you can see him with Andre Galval. In training, that's what we just saw. So shout out to him, man. He's doing his thing, bro. Great chance to make some real money and build a brand for himself. We got the robot. This is what you guys need.
And I was extending to kind of go almost face up because I had a hard time getting braking pressure built up on my shoulder here. So I rocked face up to try to get additional pressure, and I had his leg pretty much upside down at this point. Heel completely over toes, face up, and I couldn't get much more brake. So I switched to get this reverse grip, get my fingers to my bicep, and pull my hand to my head to start getting a little bit more leverage here. And then now I can start to pull his ankle up towards the ceiling.
It's a lot. This is a video of me kind of breaking down my submission over Felipe Andrew. I had to break his leg in our match a few years back, and I just wanted to kind of run through it on the robot and see how it felt. And it literally felt the exact same as busting through his knee. It felt the same on the robot, which is kind of cool. Minus some of the popping noises. I heard a lot of popping when I did it to Felipe Andrew, and not quite as much on the robot, but all the resistance and the mechanics is literally the exact same. I love it. So I'm really excited to work together.
There's something wrong with these Nogi guys, bro. They want to break your leg off. They trying to break some of these guys, man. Some of these guys need therapy. I don't know. I have no interest in breaking someone's leg. Have you guys ever seen Gordon Ryan break someone's leg? Probably not. He never had to. Yeah, I think if you got the submission down, you got the mechanics perfect, that's it, man. They're gonna relinquish. I guess it's in the rules that you can break people's legs, but they're not making any money in most of those tournaments. So they're just getting their leg broken for free. So this robot is a new tool. I would actually like to get one. They're kind of expensive though. Let's see if we can find it. I think it's several grand. So that'd be kind of cool to film with. Sometimes it's hard for me to get someone to film. I could use a tripod, but it's hard to get an Uki all the time. But with this dude, you could just grab this thing and start tearing it apart. So the first model is about, we were just talking about the too dark of a website. This reminds me of the early 2000s, MySpace. So it's about $4,800 for this robot. That is not even a robot. So if you guys want to sponsor the channel, go ahead and get that so we can put out some more videos. That would be kind of cool to live stream and have that robot there. Just me choking the life out of that thing. So this thing's $4,800. Looks like it might come to life. What's some of the features on this thing? It's got a skeleton, spring tension. It's got springs everywhere and weight ballast. Spring-loaded joints, accurate bone geometry. Okay, that's pretty cool. Somebody put some money into this. Elbow dislocation. So you're sitting there dislocating everything. Feet, ankle dislocation. Foot injury simulation. I need one of these, guys. Quan likes Porsches. I like these training dummies. I mean, one's cheaper than the other, though. LCL injury simulation and MCL injury simulation. So you can sit there and destroy this thing. It said LED indicators. The lights will illuminate from red to green, located on the front and back of the head. What does that mean, though? It says sensors are placed in anatomic position. In order to activate it, you will have to have precise technique that the arteries can sense different levels of pressure. So I guess if you're choking it, it turns green. Highly sensitive, flexible nanometer materials are used to detect even the smallest changes in pressure with a sensitivity range of a few grams to a few kilograms. So I guess you can choke this thing out too. That's pretty cool. It says when the sensors have over 7 pounds of pressure applied simultaneously, an audio track countdown will be activated. Pretty cool, man. Yeah, I need you guys to sponsor the channel so I can get this robot to play with. That would be kind of cool, man. Live streaming, and I'm just got the robot next to me. I can't click on it. They got a video here I want to click on, but I can't. That would be cool, man. Live stream. I could do some techniques on that. Don't have to worry about my uki getting choked out. I'm gonna automate my I'm automating my uki. And look, the thing changes colors. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm trying to make it closer. I'm trying to bring it close. Can I get it closer? So yeah, you could just sit there rolling with that thing. All right, guys, no more excuses. You guys can train even if you can't go to the gym. You should do your reps. So you cannot train ecologically with this thing. You need to train. You got to drill. You got to drill, guys. No more ecological training with this dude. Uriah Faber's pretty good. I didn't know he was that good at jiu-jitsu. So yeah, we'll keep you guys updated. It is pretty expensive though, $4,800. We got Eric Munez. Hopefully there's no music on this. I think we're gonna watch the full video later, but.
He's at the 2025 World Championships, got gold medals 5 and 6 as a black belt at the Worlds. Tell me how you're feeling after the competition.
I feel amazing. This competition for me is a different competition because I have a lot of problems in my life. I fight today, but it's not me, you know. I feel thank God for everything because my knee, and maybe I need surgery because my knee is no good, you know. But God is good all the time. I come to words, these things in my mind. If God wants, I win. If God don't want, I lose. It's okay for me, you know.
So now you're a 6-time black belt world champion, 2 more world's gold medals. What can we expect to see from Eric Munez next in your competition?
So I will back next year again because I think I have more work for me to do, and maybe my brother, my young brother Johnny, he's a purple belt, so I wait he's coming to black belt, you know. So for we fight maybe together, maybe he fights middle heavy and I fight super heavy. So I wait for him.
And I want to just lastly get your take on Soldiers Jiu-Jitsu. Your teammates, you and your teammates had some great results at the Worlds.
Yeah.
What can we expect to see from Soldiers Jiu-Jitsu in the next
Okay, it's amazing. Me and Mehan Alex open one gym in São Paulo, Brazil. So maybe no. So if God wants, next year we coming back with more athletes. So Soldier is young, you know, 2 months. I think is next year we will back more stronger, more people. I think next year is good for my team, for my life too. You know.
Congrats on your 5th and 6th world titles. And
Thanks so much.
Team success as well.
Thanks so much.
All the best, Eric.
Thanks so much. Thank you, guys.
Shout out to Eric Munez, bro. They just started a gym, I think, on Easter, and he already won 2 world championship. 2 gold medals. Mayram got robbed basically. So that's 2 guys. They have 2 high level guys, and then there's another Munez brother that's really good as well. So pretty awesome to see that. It says Eric Munez battled through serious adversity at this year's world championship to claim his 5th and 6th world titles, overcoming a knee injury, balancing life with a newborn at home. Oh, wow. And launching a brand new academy. Hear his thoughts on how it turned out. Man, nobody could tell his knee was jacked up. That's how good he is. Nobody even got close to it touching his knee. So man, nobody really gonna beat him anytime soon. He's just too good and too big. And his team is new. They're gonna bring some, develop some killers to come through. So that's pretty amazing, man. There's something else I was gonna say, but he good. He good. Nobody beating him anytime soon. Yeah, so shout out to those guys. We got another gi, Rich Homie Quan. I don't know if Quan, explain this gi for me, bro. AP. Got the AP gi. I gotta say no on this one. It says graphic artist Neeson, known for his work in New York during the 90s as part of the famed City Crew, a member of the design studio Project Dragon, and now based in Japan, was introduced to us through our friend Mr. Stash. That connection ignited a collaboration built on a shared creative vision, united by our mutual passion for art and martial arts. So they got a new collab coming out, but man, I don't know, man. I guess Scramble. That's not Scramble. AP. I don't know, AP, man. I don't know, man. They got some more gear. They do a lot of cool gear. It says same Pato, different day. Pretty cool. I think they do some good bags though. I think Quan said the same thing. They do some good bags. Yeah, backpacks. I like some of the AP gear. Some of it's cool. I mean, yeah, some of it's cool. I like the basic stuff. Yeah, this is cool. Quan said he'll get this. Some of the other stuff I probably wouldn't look at too much. Some of this stuff, some of these gis, I'm probably never gonna even attempt to rock that stuff. But again, you guys wear whatever you guys want to wear. Talking about that, we got inverted gear. Inverted gear. It says for a limited time, get a brand new gi for just $80. You can use their discount code, discount20. You can use discount code ALEC, whichever one's easier to put in there. So $80, guys. It says our no frills starter gi gets the job done, regardless of skill level or training goal. Tailored to meet the demands of rigorous training sessions, this uniform combines durability, comfort, and style. So, that's the gi I like. Just the starter gi. Very basic. The black it looks good. The white looks okay. I think the black is where to go if you want that starter gi. We got Guy Mendez. Sometimes we forget Guy Mendez actually won world championship. He actually won a world championship before Hoffa. So he's kind of talking about it. Again, I can't play the music, guys. The music kills me. But you got Guy Mendez hanging out with Tynan. We got Lachlan. What's Lachlan going to say?
The normal model would be you come into a class, the teacher
shows some techniques, or even I guess with the ecological approach, you might have the teacher sets up some games for you to play. Whereas in the flipped classroom, it's basically you come in with a plan on what you need to work on, and you implement that during training. Okay, so I think it's the best way to do it. You know, what you should be working on right now is not what everyone in the room should be working on. There's something that would spending your time working on one particular thing is going to be more beneficial for you, probably, than whatever the actual topic of the class is. So if you've got very motivated students who are willing to like study and learn, and like obviously here we've got Submeta, so like we give access to our students, so they might have a topic they're working on. Like I encourage people in class to practice that instead of what I'm showing. But the downside of it is that a lot of people don't come in with a plan, even despite you might prompt them to. But most, to be honest, that's most people. They just come in, they just want to train. And of course, it's still very useful what you're learning in class. Whatever the general class is, I feel like if the coach is doing a good job, it's usually a position that can be commonly applied, or even it's worth knowing because in the future you might be using this. But I think it's much better use of your time to come in and work on your own thing. The issue is with going all in on it. Like if I said everyone has to do this, is that a lot of people would come in and not have something to do, and they would actually be wasting their time, and they'd get more out of just the normal class structure. So the way I run it is I teach something, and then when it comes to practicing, people can do their own thing if they want, or they can do what I've shown. This is in the advanced classes. The beginners, I don't have such the same model. It's just in the advanced classes that I allow people to do that, because beginners, I think, should all work on some more fundamental things. I don't want them coming in trying to do some weird thing they watched on YouTube when there's probably for them some more important things to work. For the advanced people, they can come in and do that. Even for the specific training or games, whatever you want to call it, constraint-led training, if people have got their own thing, I'm happy for them to like train that too, because I think that would be better for them. But the one thing I do make sure is, when I am teaching, everyone has to stop, right, and listen, because it's really disruptive to a class if people are over there are kind of doing their own thing and I'm trying to teach the rest. It kind of just takes away from the feeling in the room that everyone's following a class structure. So the flipped classroom model is essentially...
Yeah, so, I mean, it sounds like Lachlan was trying to experiment with the flipped classroom model, but, I'm going to be honest, most people need structure, Most of the people that train there, they're working, Australia is a hard place to live, you got to work. You need a lot of money there. So, they're too tired from working all day. They don't have time to study and do the research. Maybe 1% of the people can do that. Come in with a game plan. Otherwise, they want to. I mean, if you're training at Lachlan School, don't you want to learn what he's teaching? I mean, you got to have an ego in you to be like, well, I'm not working what Lachlan's showing. I'm going to work what I need to work on. Yeah, I think if you're training with, great teachers like that, it's like going to Danaher's class and he's showing something and you're like, cool, Danaher, I'm going to work whatever I want to work on. So, I think it's cool that we're experimenting with all these different models, classroom models, ecological, yada, yada, yada. But it seems like the traditional model is the best for a reason. Most people are going to come in, they want the instructor to show them the move, and then they want to roll. And nowadays people, they don't want to warm up, and they want to get right into the good stuff. They want to get right into the positional sparring. But I think there's a lot that you miss. Again, I think you guys need. I think traditional way is best. Until I see somebody doing these different models that can beat Hodger Gracie with his just basic traditional jiu-jitsu, I think traditional method might still be on top. And then you just add some of the newer stuff. But, you guys know I'm for drilling. I want you guys to drill. I was at the Meow Bros, and man, I was drilling Berimbolo for an hour, and it felt so good because all the classes I go to nowadays are 1 hour long, so we have no time to drill. We maybe drill for like 10 minutes, and I think it's hard to get good if you just drill for 5 or 10 minutes. But when you drill for an hour, it's not the most fun thing. But man, I feel so much better about the technique when I drill for an hour. And it just feels like I understand the move better. I've just repped the move probably about 200 times, 100 to 200 times. So, it's fresh in my mind. Muscle memory's clicking, body mechanics clicking. So I think you guys shouldn't just give up on drilling just yet. Don't just play games. Who told you jiu-jitsu was all games anyway? Some random dude on the internet told you to play games, and you just gonna listen to these dudes? Ain't done no testing, ain't done no infield testing of if this actually works. But you guys ready to completely change your whole school? I don't know what else to say. So moving on, we're gonna talk about Final X. You guys always ask me why I talk about wrestling, but wrestling it's important. It's like jiu-jitsu to me. So it says Vito receives delay for Final X series against Jax Forrest. So Vito, I believe Vito has won a world championship before. So this is Final X is for the spot for the world team, the world USA world team. So I guess they had to delay this match, but they're not going to delay the whole event. It says Vito versus Jax Forrest will not compete at Final X on June 14th. The date and location for their delayed Final X Championship Series is not yet determined. So people were asking why was it delayed, but I guess something personal. Yeah, it could be any reason. So that's pretty cool that they can push this back. That's pretty awesome. So hopefully they can get that going pretty soon, and we can watch some good matches. Yeah, we got a lot of good matches. You got Zahid versus Kyle Dake. It's going to be popping, so I'm going to try to get out there, man. And if you guys looked at the thumbnail, we had Amit Allure. So if you guys don't know who Amit is, this is Mika Galval's girlfriend right here. That's her. She's in all the cringy videos. The cringy couple videos. So I'm a big fan of Amit. She's really great. She won the Olympics last year. And I'm also a big fan of Alexandria. She's kind of like a social media figure too. I believe Amit, probably gonna take it. I think Amit is bigger, stronger, possibly more technical. So I think she's gonna win this one. But I'm a big fan of Alexandria, so I can't wait to see this match. And if you guys didn't know, when you go to Final X, all the proceeds kind of goes towards Beat the Streets. So Beat the Streets is a nonprofit. We don't really have too many in jiu-jitsu. Craig Jones partners with some nonprofits, but I don't really know how that works. Maybe some money laundering going on, but who knows, allegedly. So this match is going to be good. So Beat the Streets is a pretty cool event. So they used to, I think every year they used to do an event in the city, right in New York, where they would have these wrestling matches right on the street. So Beat the Streets. Got some of my favorite wrestlers up over here. Got Kennedy Blades. What's up, Kennedy? A lot of controversy with this match. We got Kyle Snyder. So he was ineligible to compete probably a week or two ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. But he's now been allowed back in. So he's going to be fighting in the 97 kilograms men's freestyle. If you guys didn't know, he got hit with a charge, misdemeanor. So we'll see how he makes it out there. He need to stay his butt at home. Yeah, Beat the Streets really cool. They do like fundraising for kids that want to wrestle but don't have the funds to wrestle. So they do a lot of good work. I'm trying to find a Beat the Streets. Can we find a Beat the Streets match real fast? Bro, I need a guy to do the research for me. Pull up the websites for me. Let's watch JB. That's not the right one I want to see. I want to see the outdoor one. So, they used to do this stuff outdoors. I know it's got music. So they would do it outdoors, right in the city, guys. So pretty cool, man. This is from 7 years ago, too. So we'll do Kyle Snyder, Chamizo, JB, Kyle Dake. So yeah, they would do this event like outdoors, and man, huge fundraising opportunity. Sometimes they would bring like, some Russians, some Cubans. A lot of cool matches. Helen was out there. Chamizo versus JB was a great match. In their prime too, man. That was cool. That was a cool time to be around. So that's Beat the Streets. Again, it is a nonprofit. I mean, Craig Jones got some of those, but I don't know. I feel like they money laundering. I could be wrong, though. What do you guys think? I mean, you guys don't know who's sponsoring his events. You don't know where the money's coming from or going to. So, yeah, if you guys want to donate, you can do that. You can get your tickets for Final X, which I still need to do. And they have different things you guys can do to, I wish Jiu-Jitsu was this organized. They have drop-in coaching. It says drop into our training center, practices as a volunteer assistant coach. No weekly commitment necessary. Youth coaching. You can help build NYC, not just NYC, but they have it all over the country. You can help build K to 8th grade wrestling culture as a junior league coach. Mentorship. Yeah, so it is a nonprofit, guys. That's pretty cool, man. And it just gets the wrestling they don't have too much information about their program, but yeah. Pretty cool, man. That's awesome. We talked about Guy Mendez, Lackland, Final X. We got Helen. Helen's going to be there too, man. I know you guys got a crush on Helen. If you guys didn't know, she did Nogi Worlds last year. She won blue belt. So, yeah. Jason, what's going on, bro? He says, I'm really interested to see Dake versus the Heat match. Dake did not do well in their first meeting. I'm curious to see his game plan. I think Zahid just looked good. Zahid been getting second place, to David Taylor and Aaron Brooks. I think Kyle Dake's too small, and Zahid, he feeling himself, man. He been winning. It's his time. It's his turn. I think he's still pretty young, so he ready. He ready, bro. Kyle Dake had nothing but chances. Yeah, he ready, man. So we'll see that matchup. I'm looking forward to a meets match. I want to see a meet. I want to see Yanni versus PJ Duke. Oh, Mitchell Messenbrink versus David Carr going to be good. Levi Haynes should be good. Jakar. I like Jakar. What's up, Jakar? Kyle Dake versus Zahid. Kennedy. Kyle Snyder. Yeah, a meets match. So it's gonna be some good matches. Talking about matches, we got Kids in Masters Asia is booked. So before there was just the Asian Championship. They also had a Seoul Open, but they stopped doing that 2019. So it says we have added some new tournaments to the calendar. The Kids Asian and Masters Asian are now booked. So get ready for the Kid Asian, Master Asian, and the East Japan Open Gi and Nogi 2025. All taking place at Takahashi Arena, Takahashi, Japan, from November 28th to the 30th. So pretty cool. There's a big, jiu-jitsu is popular in Asia, man. It's super popular in Japan. It's super popular in Korea. It's really popular in Korea, Philippines, Singapore, China, Vietnam, everywhere. So they're going to draw some people to this tournament. So yeah, cool, man. Maybe I can make it out there one day. I have done the Asian Championship a long time ago, but I would love to get back out there. Talking about Craig Jones earlier, he says wrestlers versus jiu-jitsu athletes is basically jocks versus autistic people. That's true. I've never seen so much autism in my life. Just go to these jiu-jitsu schools. Wrestlers got their own problems too, man. They got some antisocial behavior too. Craig Jones recently stirred the pot again. He constantly stirring the pot. This time setting his sights on the age-old rivalry between wrestlers and jiu-jitsu athletes. Jones didn't pull any punches when comparing the mindset and strengths of the two communities in his characteristic tongue-in-cheek fashion. You're not going to have the most intelligent human being in the sport of wrestling, like some of us, articulate high social skills people in jiu-jitsu. Actually, that's not true. Maybe he's right. I mean, none of these guys are smart. The wrestlers ain't really smart. The jiu-jitsu people ain't smart. We got too many concussions to be smart. we losing brain cells by the minute. It's basically jocks versus autistic people. We're going to win the war. I don't think we all losing the war. We all crazy. We did an episode on the concussions, and it was like judo, wrestling, jiu-jitsu. We all leading concussions. We crazy, bro. None of us we ain't articulate. We ain't got the social skills. We antisocial. Man, we It says his views, wrestlers might dominate the takedown, but jiu-jitsu athletes dominate what comes after. They have the takedown, they have the initiation, but they have no follow-up. They're confused. It's like a dog chasing a car. They don't know what to do once they get it. In wrestling, they get the pin. It's over. The referee saves them. They stand back up. That's where jiu-jitsu takes us. When the conversation turned to his potential bout with Olympic gold medalist Gable Stevenson, Jones didn't flinch. I'm just going to come out, sit down. He's going to come forward and get leg locked straight away. So Craig is marketing. His marketing is piss off everybody and get them to tune in, which works. It's very low level marketing. I'm sorry, Craig. There's different, when you're marketing, you can appeal to. There's different elements you can appeal to. You can appeal to someone's vanity, their looks, wanting to attract a mate. You can appeal to someone's security, keeping themselves safe, protecting their family. You can market to like their greed, There's different elements of a human you can market to. And the marketing that I think Craig does a lot of is kind of the rage bait. He's going to call you out. He's going to say something. Same thing Gordon Ryan does. Say something outrageous, call someone out, crazy stunts to enrage you to want to tune in, you know. Hate works for humans. Humans are inspired by hatred, anger. That inspires people to tune in. If you appeal to people's like morality or, you know, well-being and growth potential, they don't really want to tune in. Unfortunately, that's what works, you know. Think about those series on Netflix that are, you know, about serial killers. You guys love those serial killer episodes. you guys love trying to figure out who killed who, why they killed so and so. Put something inspirational on Netflix. You know, I'll look at it later. Serial killer documentary? Okay, let me click on that immediately. So that works, you know. It's just easier. I'm saying it's the lowest level to connect with people. You know, it's easier to connect with people on hate and anger, outrage. You know, it's very polarizing. Jason says, from what I've noticed, wrestling gets the athletes, BJJ gets the nerds, and traditional martial arts like Taekwondo, karate get ADHD because the parents hear it's good for discipline. Unfortunately, I think all the martial arts people are nerds. And wrestling gets the athletes that weren't good at the other sports, you know, or they were too small. Wrestling gets the athletes that were too small for football, too small for basketball, too small. No, didn't have the hand-eye coordination to hit the baseball. So we're already getting like the lower level athletes, and then jiu-jitsu's getting the scraps from that. And then Taekwondo karate gets the scraps of even that. It seems like everybody's got ADHD nowadays, so I don't even know. Well, in BJJ, you know, even in jiu-jitsu, we get the athletes, but usually they kind of filter out or something. You know, very rarely you get a Nicky Rod or someone, a J Rod that was, you know, decent at wrestling. That sticks around that long in jiu-jitsu. And then in jiu-jitsu, because it takes so long to get good, it's only the nerds that really stick with it that long. You know, because you're sucking for so long in jiu-jitsu, usually. At least a good 2 or 3 years, you still don't know what you're doing. You know, you still like, man, I ain't got a guard game. You've been training for 3 years straight, ain't got no guard. And that's pretty normal in jiu-jitsu. It's kind of more normal to see a purple belt or brown belt, you know, man, they ain't got no guard. We just accept it. Speaking on all this stuff, we got Tom DeBlas, the most humble man in jiu-jitsu. He says, school owners, you don't need to nickel and dime everyone to be successful. Wow. Is that true? Those old school guys are nickel and dime you, bro. We're just going to read his post. It says, I just had a kid come in from a karate school. Shout out to Jason Whitfield. He was talking about karate. They were charging $220 a month for training twice a week, along with $50 every promotion. Yo, they were making some money off this kid. The owner had no accomplishments besides being a good businessman. That's all you need nowadays. School owners, you don't need to nickel and dime everyone to be successful. I've grown one of the largest affiliations in schools in the world. Is that true? By having compassion to both my affiliates and students. So many people struggle to make ends meet. I never turn them away. Money has been a consequence of consistently taking care of everyone around me. I charge about half of what that dude with absolutely no name and accomplishments or respect has. Well, I understand why the no-name dude's doing that. Well, he trying to make money. And people paying that price somehow. We should be studying that dude. I'm not saying money's the whole reason you guys should be doing this. I mean, you still got to pay the bills, I understand. Um, that's true. Yeah, I don't think you need to nickel and dime people to be successful. I think if you have a good product and you treat people well with respect, clean facility, bathroom. If you got a shower, bro, water fountain, you good, bro. All you need is some mats, water fountain, working toilet, working shower. We good. And be clean and have some good instruction. You're going to do well. For some reason, I think me and Jason got into it. You know, of course, you got to market your gym and yada, yada. That can add some cost to it. But I think as long as you got the base, the fundamentals set, you can do well. But you see homeboy over here, he over here charging $220 a month for twice a week. Ain't that a steal? We got some more stuff coming out, some content. You got Mirkatsu. He does a lot of the art and the illustrations. He says some folks wanted to know if my book had any Nogi content, so here are some sample pages. So it looks like he's coming out with a new book, and it's got his drawings in there, so that's pretty cool. So if you guys like Mirkatsu, let's see if we can find him. You go check out his book when it comes out. I don't think I typed that right. Type with one hand, guys. Yeah, so he does the illustrations. You've probably seen some of this stuff. Kind of like comic strip. So he has a new book coming out, man. If you guys want to get it, man, go support him. It says just 10 days remain to pre-order my book. Closes on June 11th. So pretty cool. You know, this is kind of a throwback. We used to have books, you know, the X-Guard book, Marcelo Garcia X-Guard book. You had Eddie Bravo Rubber Guard book. You had Salo and Sanji's book. We used to have books back in the day, so you read jiu-jitsu techniques. So pretty cool. Might be worth getting, you know, especially if you're teaching. Have some content at your school. People can, you know, read and stuff.
Lahiva Suite where they go backwards. So us formalize it, who knows? This may now be the official name for eternity that everyone has to use.
Some known as the Yang Barlow standard.
Well, I think every technique should be the Yang Barlow standard, right? So
yes.
Some people just say it's the De La Riva Suite where they go backwards. So
John Paul says the Spider Guard cover is cool. Yeah. I kind of like more detail, but I guess in a way it makes you focus on the technique because there's no faces or anything, no color. So you're actually really studying the technique. Oh, look, it's got the spider hook there. This like kind of pulled in towards the chest. So it does make you kind of focus more on the technique. And it's good to have some physical information, you know. Most of the jiu-jitsu information now, John Jack, yeah. Most of the information is all digital, so it's cool to put your hands on something, you know, have the book. You're teaching class, I can't think of anything. Oh, pull up the book. Oh, yeah. We could do the Sanji sweep, the flower sweep. I don't know if I consider that. I don't call that the flower sweep, but I call that the Sanji sweep. Or maybe it's the same thing. Yeah, that's kind of cool. That can give you some inspiration to teach your classes. Or if you're a new person, give you some ideas of what to work on. Yeah, so shout out to Mirkatsu. They've done a lot of cool stuff. You know, cool designs like this. You know, tiger. Yeah, it's all pretty cool artwork, man. I think, does he have apparel too? Mirkatsu, you got apparel, bro? Let's check. Some of that stuff would be cool. He does have some no-gi stuff. Oh, he's got a gi too. So he's got. Oh, that's cool. I might rock this. That's cool, guys. I like that. So again, if you want to support Mirkatsu, go ahead and check out that book. That's really cool. I like that shirt. That's pretty awesome. He's got the book out for 38 euros. Not bad, but this book gonna stick with you for forever, basically. They don't make jiu-jitsu books anymore. You might have to go to eBay. Let's see. Dang. Well, you might be able to get an old copy. Yeah, but say you want a copy of Mastering the Rubber Guard. It's gonna be $50 to $80 almost. So that might be kind of cool. But man, you can't deny that it's cool to have like these old books, bro, with everything broken down for you. I might need to get that for some research. So yeah, shout out to Mirkatsu, man. That's amazing. So we watched this already. Eric Muniz basically hurt his knee and still won worlds easily. Crazy, man. Crazy athlete. We got BJ Penn from back in the day. Hopefully we don't get hit with the copyright strike. I've been hit with something from back then.
That night I gave him to him.
Can't play that music. So BJ Penn rolling. This is before all the craziness happened, guys. Before the arrest and the drugs, allegedly. BJ Penn was good, man. Got the Lucky Gis on. Who remembers Lucky Gi? They had the liner. They had like the liner in the inside of it. You can't even wear that no more. I miss that liner. It was like this, I don't know, whatever, like rash guard material liner inside your gi. So man, it was so soft. Does anybody remember that? The Lucky Gi? So that's BJ Penn versus his brother. So they've been going through some stuff too with their mother, and BJ Penn just basically going insane, allegedly. And BJ had that mobility, bro. He was so flexible. He would do well in a modern jiu-jitsu game now because he's so flexible. Matrix. Can you imagine BJ Penn with the Matrix and rubber guard? I don't think he ever really did rubber guard, but yeah, Matrix, rubber guard, false reap. He would have been, man, that would have been hard to deal with. Keymaster. Because he's super flexible. Let's see if I can find it.
Since I was 20 years old. I don't know if I can do. I don't know if I can do this. I haven't done it since I was 20 years old, but I'm feeling young again.
Oh yeah. So there was one video, I can't find it, but there was one video where he just scratched his ear like a dog. It was pretty awesome. Like no hands. I don't think we can see it. Yo, BJ Penn, man, what happened, man? What happened to BJ Penn?
Didn't want to let
You
go.
guys want to hear my BJ Penn story? How I first met him?
Dude.
Johnny
You
Walker's
guys want
about
to hear?
to
You
fight.
guys gonna interrupt?
No,
No, man.
No interrupting here.
We're just
We're blue
watching this
belts.
awesome.
When I was a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under Jean-Jacques Machado, as a competitor, I sucked. I was terrible. I wasn't that good. I was just too nervous, and Scott Redondo, he was a blue belt also. He was a good friend of mine. In competition, he just fucking won. At blue belt, he'd go out there and like, Scott Redondo got balls. He goes out there and fucks everybody up. I'm too scared, but I'll go out there and maybe I'll sweep you. I don't know, but I never thought of myself as a fighter ever, right? So me doing jiu-jitsu, I was like, dude, I'll take fucking anything. You know what I mean? People say, you never won a championship. I'm like, dude, I never tried to win no championship. I just got in here and had some fun and I'm out. You know? So
some dudes like to compete.
But Scott Redondo was the man. So Joe Moreira back in the day, 1996, he was throwing all the only jiu-jitsu tournament in LA. It was Joe Moreira. And everybody was a fucking blue belt. There was no purple belts or brown belts. Everybody was a blue belt. And when he threw a tournament down here in Irvine, people from San Francisco came down, and BJ was training at Ralph Gracie in San Francisco. Everybody was scared to go to Ralph Gracie school, because you go to Ralph Gracie school, if you tap, he'll fucking punch you. So you're not allowed to tap in Ralph Gracie school. So everybody was scared of that school. Like, Ralph will fuck you up if you tap. So they came down. Dave Camarillo, Dan Camarillo, they're two judo brothers. They were black belts in judo, and now they're blue belts in jiu-jitsu. They're coming down with BJ Penn. I had no idea at this point. I'm just at the tournament. I'm thinking Scott Redondo. I already lost, and I'm just following Scott Redondo. He's about to do a tournament, so he's fucking people up like he always does. Scott Redondo fuck everybody up. And then on the other side of the bracket, I noticed there was this kid. This dude looked like he was 13.
Oh, shit.
And he was fucking everybody up.
Sorry, this fight just got crazy.
Okay, I'll continue.
He threw a flying
Johnny
knee.
Walker
He threw a flying knee to a punch.
Yeah.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yo, I hope that music didn't kick me. Yo, I like Eddie Bravo because he's so excited to share. We watched him sharing the rubber guard with Hickson, and poor Hickson, he didn't care. He didn't give a crap about the rubber guard, but Eddie Bravo just ranted for like 20 minutes about the rubber guard and how he was so inspired by Renzo Gracie, and he didn't care. Like, Hickson didn't care at all. He's like, man, why is this dude talking to me? Let's watch this one. This is a good one too, guys.
Penn got his black belt in 3 years.
What?
Yeah, but it's crazy. He's BJ Penn. He's they
he's a
call
maniac,
him the
man.
prodigy for a reason.
Right.
I had a conversation with him about it, though. It was really interesting once. He goes, he was talking to some other dude, and the guy said, I got my black belt at 3 years, just like you did, BJ. And he's like, wow, man. He goes, you must be good. He goes, no, man. He goes, I'm addicted, just like you. He goes, you were addicted. You're addicted. And he's like, I never thought about it that way. He goes, yeah, I'm addicted to jiu-jitsu. It's like you're addicted, like it takes over your mind. Right. I got his black belt in 3.
Dang, that's some real stuff right there. He was addicted. And it's like once he accomplished what he did in jiu-jitsu and then what he did in MMA, that addiction was still there. That need to, partake in something that would take over your soul, it was still there. So, I mean, that ain't good. Said one black belt worlds when he got it too. He didn't just get a black belt that quick. He was the best in the world that quickly. Bruce Lee never competed. I don't know why they brought up Bruce Lee. Says now he's addicted to ice and you guys don't even reach out. So yeah, that addictive personality, man. Some of these guys, we've had a lot of issues with guys like Ted Day, BJ Penn, a lot of dudes, they get addicted. They got that addictive personality. And it unfortunately is kind of negative. But that's pretty sad. We did cover that he got arrested a couple times, so I mean that's not good at all. Not much else we can say on that one, man. Can't play none of his fight videos. Now we got a match. It's been a while since we watched a match, but let's watch Bernardo first. Hopefully they ain't got no music.
Hello everyone, welcome to Bernardo Free Academy. Let's come in.
Music. Bernardo Free Academy. If you guys are in Bedford, Massachusetts, it's not close to Boston, bro. I thought it was in the city center of Boston. Nope.
So Bernardo and I where the staff walks in, we have like a beautiful staff that works really hard. So when they walk in, they check in. There is the main locker room right here. You don't have to go in. That's where they change. And then we have 2 showers. There's the showers right here. The ladies change in this area right here. And these are the main mats. We try to keep like a very good environment for everybody that walks in. Like you guys see, it's a house, but we keep like a very family.
Jesus Christ, man. The only downside to this school is that it is a house, guys. Look, it's basically a house with jiu-jitsu mats thrown into it. So it's not a real jiu-jitsu school. They are opening a second academy, so hopefully it's going to be more of a school. But this is literally a house, which, I mean, it's okay. I've been there before, but it's weird. You know, got the kitchen and then the mat right there.
Oriented right here. So this is the main area right here where the mats, we're about to start class. Today is going to be a low key because a lot of students are competing tomorrow at the Boston Open, which we are very excited. So thank you IBJJF for bringing back Boston Open. We're really excited for that. So this is the main area where we grind daily. We have classes Sunday to Sunday, right? We have a kids class from 2 all the way to 14 years old. So we are the only few gyms around here that have class Sunday to Sunday. So a bunch of varieties for you guys who we dedicate to help the community. So our staff works really hard to keep classes Sunday to Sunday, right? And we have a mat upstairs. So let's go upstairs. We have a second mat area where usually we work, we have 2 classes at the same time, and it gets pretty busy. So just follow up right here. And we have another shower right here. And this is the second mat area where we run a kind of Muay Thai program, and that's the second area. I do all the filmings from my YouTube and everything else, so start right here. And we're really excited. So let me show you one more room right there where I do my PT. We do a lot of private intro. We offer a lot of, we dedicate to the students. So sometimes we do a private intro here when 2 classes going at the same time. But this is my workout room where I keep on going, right? So that's about it. So like I told you guys, we have class Sunday to Sunday. We are fully dedicated to our community to show the best jiu-jitsu possible for all of you guys. If you guys are in Massachusetts, come by. We are located in Bedford, Mass. So we're here to help you with the jiu-jitsu.
Awesome. So we got one more video, guys, and then I think I'm gonna dip. Covered a lot of topics today. Let's watch Jansen Gomez versus Batista.
Estamos na pirâmide, né?
Hopefully we can watch it. If they got the music, we cooked. So that's his dad.
Feeling.
Nah, I can't play it, guys. Music. IBJJF, take the music off. Okay, I got music everywhere. We're not gonna play that then. It's just all music. I mean, I can't complain. You know, I put music on my main channel videos. It does help with the video, helps drive the action, and keeps you guys entertained. So, That's basically it, man. I covered all my stories. We talked about Mateus Denise. I think that was the first story. If you guys jumped in later, actually, you know what? We're gonna look at his stories. So he's moving to Edison, New Jersey. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why. We tried to figure it out, but nothing was really coming through. It says, good luck with the new school and honor to train with you, Mateus Denise. Jason says, this is why you should do your research. There are people who would immediately discredit this gym because of the looks. But there's world-class instruction here. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think everybody at this point knows Bernardo, unless you're a new person. It is a house, though. It is a house. It is a house. I don't know what they were thinking. Maybe they already had the location. They didn't do no renovation, though. You know, that's the thing. They didn't renovate it at all. It's just take your house, put some mats in the house, and pad the walls, and then make it turn into a school. So, kudos to them. You know, they can always sell that property or use it for something else, turn it back into a house. It's kind of like, it's not, I don't want to say it's a house. It's like one of those dual work, you know, those houses that are actually a business. That's what it looks like. I mean, you can still get good there. You got Bernardo, you got Tinoco, you got whoever else is there. So you're right. Don't judge these schools by the cover. Which is funny because we talked about, you know, if you charging all this money, you need a decent facility, but you know, if you got world-class instruction, you can make up for it, okay? Now, if you ain't got world-class instruction, then you got to make up for it through your facilities. But if you got the Mendez brothers, you got the Meow Bros, and they teaching classes every day, you can make do with just that. And no bathroom, no water fountain. People will still go. But if you ain't got high caliber people, then it's gonna be rough. Congratulations, Mateus, on your new adventure. One last waltz with Mateus Denise at home. So, next stop, New Jersey. I don't know why he's going to Edison. I'm gonna ask my friends what's over in Edison, outside of H Mart in the mall. Feeling very lucky to have been mentored by the champ himself. Best of luck on your future endeavors. You will be missed. Yeah, I'm not sure why he's leaving Marcelo's. I don't have the end on that. Good luck, Professor. I wish you all the best in your new journey. You will be missed. Can't wait to train with you again at your new academy. Tudo de bom. Tudo de bom. Good luck in your new journey. Now maybe you will find some time to visit me. So that's it, guys. We done for today, man. We should be back on tomorrow. See what news there is. We did talk about Mateus Denise. He's opening up a new school in New Jersey. We talked about Final X somewhere. Where's Final X at? We talked about Final X coming up. Some good matches to be on the lookout for. You know, Zahid versus Kyle Dake and some of the other ladies. Vito's out of it for now. They're going to move the match to a different date. And then we got the girls teeing off. It's not those girls, but yeah, it should be pretty cool, man. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to this, to Final X. Hopefully I can go out there too. Got a meet. A meet's going to be out there too. So she is a favorite to win, you know, the reigning Olympic champion. And you know, she's a strong and big girl, 72 kilograms. She right there with the dudes, basically. No offense, not to say she is a dude. I'm saying she is stronger. She's strong or stronger than the dudes. She's as strong or stronger than the dudes. And she's going to be going against Alexandria, who I'm actually a big fan of her too, though. So we'll see how that goes next week, actually. At the Prudential Center. Is that where it is? So I'll try to keep you guys updated. You know, hopefully we can get some matches in too. Should we get a match in, guys? Is there a match we can watch? I want you guys to watch a match still. New York a few years ago was just a hotspot for BJJ. Now everybody's leaving. There's really just Unity. Yeah, all you got is Unity, and you got JT Torres, really. Those are the two main schools right now. I'm not sure why Mateus would leave, though. Let's watch at least one match, man. We gotta watch one match. I can't have you guys on my live stream and then watch no
He's back
matches.
at light, so let's see if that's, you know, if that's what it takes. I believe that's a great weight class for him, though. And especially now second day. One thing about Andy is that it's unpredictable if he wants to play bottom or top. Yeah. You know, and he wants the bottom. He likes that underhook de la Riva.
If you guys didn't know, Kyle Terry used to be Andy's coach.
Leonardo has a great guard. Oh, closing the guard. That's something that we don't see Andy doing it often. But it's a good way to set up his own guards.
We're gonna speed it up, guys, for me.
So if Leonardo stands, Andy might be able to set up a guard a lot tighter, transition to something really good that has a cross.
So we're seeing more close guard.
Maybe he's gonna try to cross that.
These guys are so strong, you got to slow them down. So you got to play old school jiu-jitsu to beat these guys. Close guard, control the sleeve and collar.
Switching between guards, actually switching grips.
Maybe sweep from here.
Yeah, going for that arm, huh? As now has a triceps grip. He's transitioning all his grips all the time. That's really good because he keeps his opponent confused, you know. Something went wrong there. Oh, the arm, the gi's a little bit long, you know, Shanji and Roger Gracie style, you know, always long gis. Most of the people do the opposite, right? They keep it as short as possible.
Funny fact, Gaio, I had to bring it up. I don't know if you remember, but when Leonardo won Europeans, he won in run through Shanji and took Shanji down. That was a good one.
Oh, I didn't see that.
So let's see.
That's
if
nice.
he wins the match, if that's going to happen again.
I think Shanji's going to throw him on the stands. It's going to be a rematch there.
Yeah, not many people take Shanji down, though. And he acclaims that after winning
Man, that's actually harder than winning on Europeans, honestly.
Now he's looking for like a K guard.
Going for that K.
Entry.
He's been trying to go for that K for a while. Since the beginning of the match, he goes K and then he closed the guard. Now he's back to the K.
He's able to get into the single
that's where Andy likes, huh? He likes that X guard.
He's really good at this
Anything
kind of
hugging the
sweeping.
leg is Andy's specialty, you know? He hugs the leg, he chases the back.
That was beautiful.
And Leonardo did a good job defending the back take, but you know,
So
to
2
defend
points
the back
there.
take, you have to place your back on the mat, and
Again,
then you'll end up
I think
giving
these
the
guys
2
got to
points.
play more
Now,
close
Andy's
guard
really
because
dangerous passing guard.
I'm short, so it's harder for me. But
for that weight class especially.
You know?
it helps.
Look
It
at
helps
his
just to
foot.
slow
Like
these guys down.
His feet are like almost as wide as his length, you know. So it gives him a really good base. You can see that Andy plays a lot with feet wide, knees closed. This gives him a nice base. You can watch.
Yeah, these guys are so strong. It's hard to.
Start noticing that.
And they're just pressuring in the whole
Give him a good
time.
base, not just to not get swept, but if your opponent tries and moves, it sets up his passing, you know, because it sets up opening the knee and getting a slice. So,
and his feet are flat all the time, right? A lot of times his feet are flat on the mat.
Unless he's pushing forward, then he goes both toes on the mat. But yeah, most of the positions
He shouldn't have stood
feet
up.
flat because that's what gives him good balance.
He shouldn't have stood
Right?
up.
Almost
That was a mistake.
impossible to sweep. Oh, nice
That's a good
try by
try.
Leonardo. Good
Okay,
job
let's
by
guard
Andy
pull.
sitting back, and that wasn't 2 points. He's looking for the points, but that was not 2 points.
No, yeah, it was just a failed takedown. He tried to take down, didn't accomplish.
Okay, so
And
now
one
he
more
messed
time,
up.
Andy pulling guard. And,
He's not going to
closing
pass
the
on
guard.
Andy.
Slowing down the
That was
game,
a
too.
strategic
He's on the
error.
lead, 2-0,
He should have got the 2
6
points back
minutes
or got an advantage and then
It's not good
look for a
position to be in,
sweep.
for sure.
But now Andy just going to sweep again with the same move.
Leonardo has to push the pace, though.
Yeah,
So strategy is really important,
you know,
guys.
he's losing by 2 points, and Andy has been way more
I hate to
active,
say
so
it,
he
you know,
has
that's
the
something
lead
I
right
just
now.
have to deal with.
You know, he
You
has
can't
to not score only the
you
2
can't
points,
just
but
be better than your
more than
opponents
that, you know,
anymore. It's
so
so hard.
he has
You're
to
not
start
going to be
pushing
better than
and start
Tynan or Andy
moving
Murasaki.
and doing
But you can
something. And the
out-strategize
match
them.
has-
You know, you
has
can
been
out-study
having a lot
them.
of action, but the action
That's
has
something
been
I had to
coming all from
realize.
Andy, so
I've had
it's
to
important that
realize.
Leonardo,
So
you know, it's not, guys, it's
the
not
match
easy
is
to
basically
be
over.
second day of world.
He's
It's
not going to
not
pass on
easy.
Andy
It's a different
Murasaki.
pressure. If you
It's
have
over.
never competed, you know that the pressure is not
He's
good.
gonna
The
get
pressure at
swept.
Worlds is a lot harder. The pressure at the second
You're going to get
day
swept
is
again.
even harder.
It's going to be
Nice job by
4-0.
Andy. Good job by Leonardo by trying to
And now
stand,
the
but
dude going to have to
he
pass
needs
the
to do more than
guard,
that. He's gonna
take the
have to
back
keep more
to
active.
win the match.
Samir, what would you do now if you were Leonardo?
I'll make sure I make my grips. And start applying pressure to open the guard. Stand up with good
Close
posture,
guard.
rolling the
He
sleeves.
wasted a minute in close guard now.
You gotta push the pace 5 minutes. So halfway through, he has to open the guard and start applying.
So now there's more pressure on the guy on top in the white gi. He's got to open the close guard, pass, and not get swept over.
Make sure I'm safe before.
I don't know about you, but I only seen Tynion pass on Andy. I ain't seen nobody else pass Andy Narasaki's guard.
Not a good idea. Wrong timing.
Exactly, yeah. So make sure he's safe. Make sure he's breaking the grips.
He's cooked.
He did a good job now sprawling out, and now he's looking for his grips to stand up.
But keeping in mind that Andy keeps on switching his grips, that makes it so hard for someone to stand.
Look,
because
4
you don't
minutes
know
now.
what's coming.
Yeah.
You're not gonna,
Like, he
man.
has to stand. He has to
You
hold
already
his sleeve,
cooked, bro.
but he doesn't hold his sleeve.
Yeah,
And I think that's the problem.
Every time he's trying,
You would have to specialize in passing the guard.
But this is the time to risk.
To
Right?
do
There's
it.
4 minutes. That's the time that you can still, get ahead.
3 minutes.
If it's 1 minute left on the clock and you leave
3 minutes.
for 1 minute left on the clock,
As long as Andy looks like he's working, they're not going to do anything. Now they're calling stalling.
Let's see, they're giving penalties to the blue.
Both of them.
Yeah.
But look, that penalty ain't going to stop the timer.
Actually moving,
I did for a little bit, but look. All he's got to do is open, sweep again.
I don't know if he's.
He got time for one more penalty before he actually need to do anything.
He has to have better posture there.
Yeah, and honestly, what I would do, I would just grab the other sleeve. The other sleeve's there for him, Grab the
Look
sleeve.
at that. Now he did.
Yes.
He finally did what we're talking about. He finally stood.
Okay,
but
good.
again, that sets up Andy's guard. And if he underhooks the leg, take a look. Let's see if he's going to be able to. If he
he's able to get under.
Attempt of the full lock. And Andy likes to switch also there to the honey hole as well. So.
That's a good weight distribution by Leonardo. And now that comes back to what we were talking about. Like, he had to...
He's trying to switch to the honey hole. He's trying to switch to the honey hole. 100%.
The honey hole, yeah, we all want to be in the honey hole.
Oh, he crossed the foot there.
Wait,
so let's rewind this.
He might be DQ.
Yes.
So Andy was actually reaping the whole tournament. We can't see it from this angle, but he was reaping, and then he went for a toe hold. So he was actually reaping the whole time. That actually probably should have been a DQ. And then Andy goes on to win, and then he goes to reap in the finals too. But again, no DQ.
100%. He was not able. Leonardo knows.
So he's reaping here. Pause. Look here, guys.
And now that comes back to what we were talking about. Like, he had to.
He's trying to switch to the honey hole. He's trying to switch.
He was reaping, bro.
100%.
Look at his foot here.
Was not able to.
You see his foot right there, guys. That's reaping. If that's not reaping, bro, come on. That was clearly reaping. So I don't know what else to say. You can't be over here breaking all the rules and think you're gonna win every time. That finals, look at that final match.
Leonardo knows.
He's reaping.
Wait, he's crossed the leg. He might be DQ.
Yes.
Hey, that should have been a
But at the
DQ.
same time, Leonardo was the one that turned.
That should have been a
I have to see
DQ.
the video.
He got the toe hold and the reap all the way across,
Did
man.
Leonardo cause the rip, or did Andy cause the rip, right? So that's why I think that they're very fine.
Leonardo didn't cause the reap. Andy reaped his leg over.
The leg can't get through. You gotta keep that leg on the outside,
But if
and
Leonardo was the
maybe
one
even
that pushed it in, that's a different story.
Yeah, no, yes, that would be a different story. But I don't think he pushed it in. I think
Let's see what. Our angle here was not as good as the referee sitting on the other side.
It was reaping, bro.
Neither of the three referees saw as a reap, but let's take a look again, guys.
What referee was over there to watch that part?
Try and play we don't want to lose who's going to win this match. We don't want to miss that. But as soon as we have a winner declared, we're gonna take a look again at the replay. It was a really nice Toho, huh?
No, the transition,
really nice.
the transition was amazing.
Let's just take a look here.
We can't see it, Kyle.
And,
that doesn't help us,
Kyle.
Kyle.
Get to the honey hole, you can see that. But you see how Leonardo keeps his leg on the. It was Andy.
You see, it was already there, and then he sat up.
I don't know if it was
Andy.
He should have been DQ'd. He should have been DQ'd. I like Andy, but he should have been DQ'd. I don't think I had that picture. Did I have that picture? Let me see. Give me 1 second. I'm looking for a picture. Photos. Oh, where my photos went? Give me 1 second, guys. I'm looking for something. I think that should have been DQ, man.
What are
You know what? Now it might be a penalty now. I don't know. Yeah, let's see. Let's go back. All we got is old video. Let's watch the old video real fast, guys.
My name is Marcelo Ribeiro. I'm an official referee for International Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation and member of the rules board for US BJJF. IBJJF is in the process of releasing a lot of videos, a series of videos talking about our rules to better help coaches and competitors to perform better in our tournaments. Today we're going to be focusing a little bit more on leg ripping. Okay, so let's start here with the classical footlock position here. Okay, so we have the competitor in the blue gi applying the footlock, straight footlock, right? So here we have a normal position. His foot cannot cross the hip bone over here, can be a little bit over, but never over the stomach right here. His heel needs to be inside. Okay, so this is a regular position, that's okay. But anytime this leg will go over here, forcing the competitor in the white gi to turn to defend his knee, that will be immediately disqualification, and it's no warning for that. Okay, so that's very important. We do not give warnings for that. There will be immediate disqualification right there. Okay, so here we're gonna try to clarify for you guys the footlock position, right? The straight footlock. So the competitor blue has a regular footlock here. He's gonna lean back here, apply the footlock, which is a normal, right? Normal tap. When he turns outside, that's no problem because there's no pressure on the knee, right? You can lean back, make the guy on the white uniform tap, no problem. But the problem is when he turns towards inside, even though he don't cross the leg. Here, that's a misunderstanding. People think you're just gonna get disqualified if you cross this leg over here, which is not true, right? If the competitor
So this rule, that rule changed. You can do that now. We can do that now. The outside hook, we can do that.
like this, that's already a disqualification.
They changed that.
Because he's forcing the competitor white to turn to avoid the knee ripping. Okay, so you're not allowed to turn inside, even though you don't cross your leg. Okay, that will be a disqualification with no warning as well. Okay, guys, here we are again. We're gonna cover today a very common situation for knee ripping again. We're gonna talk about the butterfly guard. Okay, so comparing the blue, start the butterfly guard. He will apply a regular sweep from here. Comparing the white, defend that sweep. He hooks that leg, and he's trying to apply the X guard here, right? Which he has no room for because the guy on the comparing the white is too close. Then so he placed the foot here, stretch him out. Get the X guard, technical lift, and then put him down. That's completely okay, legal. And now let's do the same technique, but with a mistake that competitor in the blue will make. That will then he will be disqualified. Okay, so it will be exactly the same setup. You go for the butterfly, basic sweep. He'll hook the leg right there, and then in order to get the X guard here now, he can't. He's too close over here. Instead of stepping on the hip right here, he will cross that leg. As soon as this happens here, he'll be disqualified, right? So again, the foot needs to be heel inside, pushing the competitor white back. That's okay. Go back. If competitor crosses like a little bit to push, that will be disqualification, right? So this is a very common position. You guys need to really take care of that. Okay, here now we're going to cover disqualification gesture. Okay, so when someone gets qualified in a match, the ref will go like this above his head, making an X. We'll point to the belt of the competitor that's been disqualified, and he will raise the hand of the other competitor. So hope this gives you some insight on the rules of disqualification for IBJJ.
So some of this stuff has changed. I'm just wondering, Murasaki had, I don't know if she'll show it. He had a toe hold grip. Yeah, I don't know where it is. He had a toe hold grip, and he was reaping. So, to me, that should have been cut and dry. But that whole tournament was just a lot of referee decisions that I didn't understand, and they're giving points, they're taking points away. You almost didn't know what was going on. Competitors didn't know what was going on. Athletes didn't know what was going on. Coaches didn't know what was going on. Spectators didn't know what was going on. So we need maybe the rules are getting too complex. Nobody can keep up. So I think IBJF needs to do something. They for sure need to get rid of this earpiece or do something about that, because they were just constantly on the earpiece, distracted. And I didn't like that. All right, guys, I'm done, man. I'm tired. I'm tired. I've been training hard. Dojo storming left and right. So we got Jersey Open next week. Hopefully, hope to do well out there. Final X next week. That's it, man. I'll keep live streaming Monday through Friday. I might do Twitch on the weekend. I think I need to bring my Twitch back a little bit. So I'll see. As far as YouTube, I love YouTube. So Monday through Friday, probably like 9:30ish, 10 to 12. Usually that's my time period. So keep that time open, You get your notification on your phone. Go ahead and click on that. Or as always, you guys can watch this later on. So if you guys have any stories I miss, send it to my Instagram, Alec Balding Instagram account. Message me on there, okay? That's it, guys. Stay out of trouble. Get some good training in. Stay healthy. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. And if you guys want to sponsor the channel, Inverted Gear, InvertedGear.com, BJMentalModels.com. You guys know the drill. And I'll see you guys.